Start with Michael in the front.
Coach, we understand that you had some travel issues getting here. Your West Virginia counterpart said there are always travel issues this time of year. What can you tell us about your adventures?
Oh, it wasn't bad at all. I think right now it's better to have travel issues and get to keep playing, and there's a lot of people that would love to have that problem. So it wasn't bad at all. We got here plenty of time to get our practice in, and very excited for this regional. And our guys, I think, are really resilient, and I've learned to kind of, in baseball, you got to be able to roll with the punches. So this is just another opportunity to do that.
For any of the players, was there any feeling maybe that you felt you should have gotten to host a regional, and then when not, you kind of use that as some fuel, especially after you just won a conference tournament on someone else's field?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had a small chance of hosting, but at the end of the day, we just wanted to keep our season going and just play one more game with each other, and it didn't really matter where we played that, as long as this group got to play on.
All right, go to the back right here.
Coach, I got two for you. One, just your overall thoughts on West Virginia's team this year and what they present as an opponent.
Yeah, really good team. Obviously solid, kind of all around, and I think everybody would agree that's a really solid number 3 team. Could easily be a number 2. Some of the injuries they've had, that if they have those guys for the whole season, then what does their total body of work look like? So definitely a great team. Pitching staff is good. Their offense, I think, pretty balanced, and it's a team we're really excited to play. Never played them before, and known Coach Maisie for a long time. Have a ton of respect for him. So looking forward to getting compete against him and his guys.
And so that was going to be my other question. We spoke with Randy earlier this week, and he talked about playing your program in the past when he was at TCU. Just your thoughts on Randy. Obviously, this is his last year. Just in any relationship or fun anecdote, I guess, you have about Randy.
Yeah, I got to know him really well when he was at TCU, and we'd, just next door neighbors. We'd be on the road recruiting all the time and spend a lot of time together, and competed against him several times every year. He's an outstanding coach, good person. He's one of the true greats, I think, in college baseball, just about how he goes about his business and how well his teams compete. He's kind of a guy, his guys are going to be ready to play. They're tough. They're competitive. Probably one story I remember from Randy was he'll roll the dice sometimes too. There was one game we were playing him. He was at TCU, extra innings. One of those games that felt like it was never going to end, and they got a guy on third base, 2 outs, and he just rolled the dice and stole home on it, and we threw it away and they won. So,
Michael in the front here.
Ethan, did you play at High Corbett Field when you were at New Mexico State in 2021?
Yeah, when I was at New Mexico State, we would play our midweeks here. So it's a cool environment. It's a good field and a good program. Excited to be back here in DBU and playing at Arizona again.
What, if anything, have you told your teammates about how the ballpark plays, the elevation, the dimensions, those kind of things?
Yeah, I think when we first found out we were coming to Tucson, I remember telling the guys, the gaps are huge. It's 410 and 409 or something to the gap. So it's triples are easily hit there, and then the corners are very deep. And I just remember telling guys it's going to be hot as well, so it'll be fun.
For any of the players as well as Coach, Dallas Baptist baseball being the only sport that's at Division I, are you guys kind of looked at as the flag bearers for the school? And when you guys were getting recruited and coming up in high school baseball and whatnot, was that a program that you knew about, or was it one that you just kind of had no idea was around?
Coach Heath tells us all the time that at DBU, the baseball program is kind of like the football program of any other school. Football programs at other schools are usually the programs that get funded the most and get the most attention. And at DBU, that's baseball. So we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard there because people look at us differently. And for me, DBU was a school that I wanted to go to when I got to McLennan because it's 30 minutes from my house. So super close, and great baseball program, great history. So when I got the chance to to commit here, I did. I jumped on it pretty quick.
Back to Michael.
For Coach or anyone, I know you guys played Arizona earlier this season at Frisco College Baseball Classic. We asked some of those guys the other day, how much has your team changed since that time? Same question for you. How much has your team changed since then?
yeah, I think we've all changed a lot and definitely grown. And I think, you follow the people that you play against. So I've been always checking Arizona, looking at their box score, seeing how they've really got on a roll here once they got into conference play. And I think we've changed a lot too. I think we were playing really well at that time and had a good tournament at Frisco. Played a solid game when we beat Arizona that game. But I think biggest thing for us is just, I think roles have been solidified. I think guys kind of know who they are, what their strengths are. And I think the biggest thing of how we're different now is the guys are closer than they were at that point. It's like when you go through a whole season together and travel and go through adversity and those type of things, like it just binds you closer together. And I think that's been one of the key components of this team and the success of this team is how much they care for each other. And I think that's one of the biggest differences from then to now is the care factor and how much they want each other to succeed.
Right here in the middle.
This is for all the players. 2 questions for you. Your guys' defense is about as elite as it gets in the country, and you've added quite the element with the stolen base and the double steal. I played with Cliff back in our college days and pro days, so it's great to see that element in college baseball. Secondly, with Brian Johnson and just how ridiculous the strike throwing is, I think he's got, 12 walks in 100 innings, just how enjoyable it is to play behind him. And, I mean, it feels like the game's over in an hour and a half the way that he works.
I think playing behind RJ, sometimes in the outfield I'll be talking to myself, I'm like, I love playing behind RJ. He's definitely the most electrifying pitcher I've ever played behind. I've been in college baseball for 6 years. He's just so fast paced. You know what you're going to get out of RJ. He's just an elite competitor, and even you feed off the energy as well. Like when he's in the outfield, or not in the outfield, behind the pitcher's mound, he'll be pacing, and you just feed off the energy, and you just want to perform well for him also.
Yeah, I think our defense is also credit to how good Coach Pennington is. He works very well with us. He makes defense really, really simple for everybody, and he just tremendous knowledge and passes it on perfectly to his players. And yeah, playing behind RJ is fun. It's easy to stay locked in just because he works so fast. And yeah, a lot of ground balls are being hit when he's pitching, a lot of strikeouts too.
Any other questions?
I'm a pitcher, so.
No? All right, that's our time.
Sick.
Thank you for one thing.